Well, I became interested in the practice of law when I was working in ministerial correspondence for a federal cabinet minister. I was working at the time as a correspondence writer for the federal minister of the environment, and we would get a lot of correspondence from concerned citizens about what could be considered legal issues. Sometimes it was about the impact of proposed legislation to protect the environment or species at risk. Sometimes it was about enforcement of legislation, such as people dumping oil in the oceans just to lighten their cargo load and save costs, for example. And sometimes it was just about really understanding the policy behind the laws or the impact of the laws. So all of that made me interested in becoming more involved in developing laws, influencing laws, implementing laws, and advising on laws. We provide a very broad range of services for our clients. Our clients are generally Indigenous communities or individuals, and we really try to help with everything they need. So some of our most long-standing clients are not under the Indian Act. They're self-governing and have been for decades, so they have a very unique set of needs. We, in many cases, have written the laws that apply in their communities and prosecute them. So we have that whole perspective on the life cycle of the laws. But we service them in other areas too. So employment issues will come up, and corporate and commercial issues. They have business development corporations also that are in which the communities themselves are shareholders. So we do try to help them with whatever they need, and it's not a compartmentalized set of issues that we just deal with over and over. I really like interacting with clients. I love doing community consultations. I think it's very important that we listen to community members about what they want to see in terms of accountability from their leaders, and then we take that into account when we develop laws that will apply in the communities. And so I love the interaction. I love hearing stories, about concrete examples of why things are important in the community, hearing about traditions and understanding that rapport between the current laws under self-governance arrangements and the traditional practices that inform them. Well, I hope they feel relieved. I think that it's very encouraging that we do keep getting repeat calls from appreciative clients, and that's helpful as well, because then it helps us have that long-standing understanding of the nuances of what they need and how the laws might apply in their particular context. We also write the laws for a lot of self-governing clients, and so it's very helpful to do those consultations and understand exactly what people need to be in the laws within their communities. I would hope that my clients would feel very comfortable opening up to me, and that they would understand that I really want to hear about their unique perspective. I think that our value add really is that we tailor our advice and support to the needs of individuals or specific communities. We don't apply a cookie cutter approach. Of course, we have precedents and we have experience that we can draw on from previous examples, but then when we take that and apply it to our client situations, we want to hear about what the client's specific needs are. I've mentioned correcting power imbalances, and so I don't want to get into specifics of any particular client, but I think that it comes up a lot that there have been people whose needs and perspectives have been neglected for a long time. And so whenever I have a situation like that where I feel that I have the opportunity to give a voice to people who haven't been heard, then it's very satisfying. So for example, where people have a community that speaks a certain language that isn't understood by most service providers, it's very satisfying to see, okay, I can help give these people a voice. Fortunately, Indigenous languages are becoming more of a priority in various levels of government, and so we're hoping to see more services being provided in Indigenous languages, but there's a long way to go. And so you do see people, for example, having their rights affected, having their children taken away by family services without understanding why. It's just simply because of communication barriers. And so anything that we can do to help move the dial and empower people is very satisfying. Well, I think the question should be what's not quirky about me and my practice group. But I think the bottom line is that we're a very open-minded group. We work very well with people who speak a lot of different languages, or I mean, a lot of different people who may speak languages that they're not used to other people understanding, and we're happy to listen and have people explain what kinds of slang they have in their own language and what kinds of different kind of traditions there are in their communities. And so basically we're very open-minded, and that goes with being quirky and not having like a particular straight-laced way of acting with each other.